everybody. Welcome back to another episode of JIRO and CHI's English podcast.
Yeah, welcome back. How you guys doing?
Yeah, it is rainy and it's cold. This is lousy weather that we're having here in late March, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's been kind of weird, and it's sometimes cold, and it's kind of warm, but the spring is around the corner, so that's looking forward to the spring.
So you think, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not expecting the cherry blossoms to go to full bloom for another couple of weeks, right? So it's a bit late.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to go out and view the cherry blossoms, but we'll have to wait another week or two.
Right. So where do you usually go for cherry blossom?
In the past, we've gone up to Yoshino.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's actually really nice out there. It's a bit of a drive. I mean, because you have to go take surface streets, but it's really pretty, and I think it's famous for their cherry blossoms, right? That area.
Yeah, definitely.
But because in Osaka, there's not many places to go view cherry blossoms, right?
There's one famous spot in Yodobashi near City Hall and.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's either that or like Kyoto, right? Which is.
Oh yeah, I guess. But I'm sure that it's gonna be packed, so I just
avoid the crowds. Huh?
But it just stay away from it.
Yeah. But I remember in the old days when I first came to Japan, like people could have barbecues and the parks, and that really made it fun. But now, since it's been prohibited.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Now we're like we're only allowed to have it in like places that are you have to register and sign up.
Yeah.
It's a hassle, huh? So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. What's up for discussion today? Huh?
So let's talk about the USJ today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it just so happens that I was there.
Oh, really? Was it your first time?
It was my second time to the theme
really?
park. Yes.
How was it?
Yeah, it was fun, but it was a lot more crowded than from what I remembered the first time I went, which was about 5 years ago, and even then it was crowded 5 years ago. So, but this time it was.
So is it that different when you compare when you first went there and this time?
Yeah, I would say that the number of tourists, because before there were a few tourists here and there, because it wasn't a destination for most tourists, right?
Right. So that was before the COVID, huh?
That was way before COVID. That was back in like 2019, 18 or something. Huh? I think.
Okay.
So everywhere you go, there's a person like standing in front of you, behind you, next to you, on top of you. You can't. You know what I mean? Every restaurant. If you want to eat lunch, you got to eat early, and early like 10:30 early. So it's just lines everywhere. So,
right.
But I can see the appeal. I'm not sure. Have you visited USJ recently?
Yeah, I visited there last year. It was a rainy day. It was raining all day long, but the park was bustling with energy.
Still in the rain?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
Wow.
The park is just set up as completely immersive experience, right? Like Nintendo World, and then Harry Potter, and then everything, and it was fun because I know the first time I went there, I was 21, 22. So it was almost 20 years ago. They made it a complete and a turnaround. It was totally different.
Well,
like only thing I remember was they had a impersonation show. Which is like like an impersonation of Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, or Prince, and Stevie Wonder, and I watched it twice, man. It was fun, but it was gone now.
That's corny. Michael Jackson, Prince, and Janet Jackson, and Elton John there as well. So you're saying like when you went the first time 20 years ago, that Universal Studios didn't have any like attractions, like rides or things of that nature? Like
No, they had Joe's and Jurassic Park and just
okay.
old school stuff, but they didn't have any like Spider-Man or like Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well,
back then, so.
I mean, when did it open? Back in 2000? I mean, before 2000s? Universal Studios.
I guess around 2000 for sure.
Because I mean, I'm curious to know. Because the thing is, let's see, it says here. Oh, okay, 2001. Okay.
2001. Okay.
Yeah, and I've never even visited the Universal Studios in LA. But I imagine.
Oh yeah.
No, I've never had any interest in going there. But I imagine that because I had friends who went there. Like most Americans are familiar with like all those attractions because all those attractions are were created originally from TV shows. I'm sorry, movies or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Like Back to the Future, Jurassic Park,
Yep.
and so on.
Yeah.
Right? So when they sort of took this carbon copy and they tried to like they opened the U.S. Universal Studios Japan, a lot of people couldn't relate. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I think maybe the audience wasn't familiar with a lot of these films, and there wasn't that emotional connection, Hence the reason why they sort of struggled a bit, right? I remember that for the first like 5-6 years, I mean, it wasn't this big thing like it is now. So apparently there was a big turnaround, right? Back in maybe the early teens, like 2010s, when the Japanese marketer came in and said, "Hey, you know what? How about we start bringing in Japanese related attractions?" And that's when it started to really take off, huh? And, And now, I mean, geez, if you can charge 8,000 yen for general admission, and then on top of that, 15,000 yen, 20,000 yen for an express pass, then you're doing pretty well, dude.
What kind of ticket did you buy?
I bought just the studio pass, man.
It's just normal pass?
Yeah, it's just a general admission to get in. So just to get just get in the front entrance. Because I'm cheap, and I'm not gonna pay.
Dang. I mean, I was just unfortunate that I bought an express pass. I mean, it cost like, how much was it? About 18,000 yen. So it was about $120. It's pretty expensive, but
do you think that that's
it's really expensive. I mean, but that express pass and allow me to just walk, just past dozens of visitors, straight to the front. So that's awesome, man.
Now,
I mean, we saved an unbelievable amount of time, and
now we're dividing the haves and have-nots. You know what I mean? We're you're poor, you're not. Because I mean, I had thought about purchasing the that pass, but I was thinking to buy it for 4 people. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna spend $600
very
on.
Expensive.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I feel that.
So we just waited 2 hours in line for each ride. So, but a tip for those who do visit, I strongly recommend that you visit after 3, and if you just hang around the park until like after like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, when all the kids go home, all the families go home,
right?
You're left with just like teenagers and stuff, and the older folks. You can go on rides very quickly. Everything's cut in half. I mean, because we once they close at 10 now, right? The park. After that was like 7 or 8 p.m. Like the crowds died down, and you were able to get on the rides a lot faster. Not sure how people feel about going to the amusement park at nighttime, but
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, but it's kind of tiring, I mean, to just walk around, for a whole day, like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have kids, then you have to, but.
Well, like I said, that's why I recommend going. They have I get the evening pass after 3 p.m. The late.
Right.
So I mean, it's cheaper, and I mean, you can go on the rides a lot faster than you would during.
Yeah, I mean, I went there a little bit late. I missed a parade. I mean, it's it's such a fun parade, and it starts around 12:30,
right.
around 1, right? But I missed it. And
I mean, it is a very fun place, and the staff are amazing. Like
100%.
My son, it was his birthday, so we put the sticker on his hat so everyone could see. And I mean, he was, by the end of the day, he was like overwhelmed with all the thank yous and all the praises from the staff. I mean, he really loved it. and they do a number. I mean, their hospitality is off the charts, dude. From the time you enter until the time you leave, I mean, it's smiles all around. So hats off to them, huh?
I mean, they're trained and it's like in a Disneyland, right?
But I've never been to Disneyland, Japan. So
me neither.
You know
people think that I'm crazy that I have never been to Disneyland.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I think your parents neglect you as a child, man, by not taking you out there. No, I mean as a kid. I mean, like, because I grew up in Southern California. You know, we went to Disneyland, numerous times, huh? And back in the '80s, I mean, I'm saying back in the '80s. Back in the '80s, I mean, we could, you could let your kids run free. I mean, you have to worry about all things that you have to worry about nowadays.
Yeah.
And I remember we just terrorizing the park, dude. All the rides, we just cut in line and just fuck shit up, dude. That was so much fun. I mean, like, because Disneyland isn't what it was, what it used to be. I mean, now it's all like, it's the same type of, a tier system with like, reservations, or you buy the express pass, that kind of deal. So, but before, I mean, yeah, it was a free for all, man, and it was so much fun back then, huh? Like, so I can see why the appeal of taking your kids, you know what I mean, to Disneyland, huh? Like, so JIRO, I feel bad. Your childhood was missing something.
Shut up, man. Shut up, man.
Should have talked with your parents, I mean, going back to Universal Studios, I mean, do you think that they can? I mean, how can they? Because they gotten so much bigger, right? By adding all these attractions with Nintendo World, which has just, I think, brought in like every other geek from overseas. Because I saw so many foreigners with like mustaches, like Mario Luigi mustaches and hats and Princess Peaches. I mean, like I never thought of dressing up in any kind of costume to go to the theme park, dude. That's sort of that's out of my realm. I mean, but some people were like, decked out and a lot of foreigners were playing. I'm like, whoa, okay, like, which is cool. I mean,
it's cool, but I'm not a big fan of Nintendo World and like Mario in general. But I was kind of excited. I bought a Mario cap, and I just enjoyed the ride. But I mean, it's cool, man. I mean, the kind of as soon as you just go there, you can see the entrance to the land. Just it's one of the famous warp pipes that leads to heart of the colorful mushroom kingdom, right? I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the scenery is kind of beautiful and then beautifully done, and then
like I'm not sure if you have seen. I'm sure they timed this with the film. There was a film that came out last fall or last summer. The Super Mario Brother film, like a CG film, huh? And like Nintendo, they had a big part in creating this film. Like their direction. So the film isn't like it's true to its story. You know what I mean? And so my son watched that like a gazillion times. And so when he went to the park, like it just blew his mind because it all came to life, right? And like you said, go to that when you walk in that first pipe. Like he wanted to go in and out like so many times, like back and forth, like so many times. He didn't want to go into the main part. He's like, oh, I'll go back out. Okay, back in. Because when you walk in, you hear that sound, right? So and he loved that. So we're planning to go back there, like, because he wanted to go to Donkey Kong Country, I think. So they're gonna finish that in April. So maybe like later later this year we might go back. So that'd be a fun experience.
Right. It's simply amazing that you can be totally immersed in this impressive world and also in the background, and you can hear the various soundtrack from various video games.
Yeah,
play softly and right. I mean, it's kind of fun. And then,
but I mean, they've got the marketing down. They charge you for. I mean, they charge those little bracelets, that you wear. You can play games.
Oh yeah.
It was like $40-$50 for. I'm like $40-$50 for that to play some. And my daughter was like, "Oh, I want that. I want that." I'm like, "All right, here, you can go ahead and buy it." And you have to share with your brother, man. I'm not gonna buy two of them. Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah. I mean, did you try Mario Kart?
Yeah. Well, my son's not tall enough, so he. They went off.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but my daughter and I, we did. We waited almost 2 hours for that ride, and it was all right. I mean, it's a little difficult to net. I mean, I thought it was more of a ride attraction where you go in and it's all about the speed.
Right. But I think it's more like an augmented reality shooting game.
Yeah. Because you wear like sort of the I guess the VR.
Kind of you were red helmet, with something on it, and then 4 people ride the car and 2 people at the front and then 2 people at the back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, man. So overall, I mean, thumbs up, and yeah, great job, USJ. I mean, they're doing very well, and I think it's safe to say that they're like the Disneyland of the East, right? Can we say that? We said it like USJ here and Disneyland. So they're in direct competition now, I think, huh? Because people come to Japan, they're like, hey, you know what? We got Nintendo World out there, Harry Potter, we got Disneyland, right? So go Osaka. Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the rest of your day. Hit the like button and subscribe, and we look forward to see you in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us today. So we'll catch you later. More interesting news and topics. So until then, see you guys.
All right. Peace out.
Bye. ジローとチーの英語で雑談を聞いてくださり本当にありがとうございました。質問や感想、ポッドキャストで取り上げてほしいトピックなどありましたら概要欄のリンクにてご連絡お願いします。またこのポッドキャストを聞いて少しでも良かったなと思ったらお聞きの媒体にてぜひ良いレビューをお待ちしております。
Thank you for listening to JIRO and CHI's English podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to discuss on the podcast, let us know through the link in the description.And if you enjoyed our podcast, leave us a positive review on the platform where you listen to it.
では皆さん、次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。
Looking forward to seeing you guys again in the next episode. Take care and see you guys later.
Bye!